So, guys, sorry I've been a bit grumpy. It's hella hot in it. Just to warn you, I'm saving my pants at the moment.
You know what?
The two things that will happen in British heat. We'll all get aggy and remove our underwear.
I think it's natural. At least we're not walking around with our tops off like most British people do.
No, that annoys me. Like when you see them do it, it's like, oh, the Brits are out to play.
It's when it's like 21 degrees Celsius and somebody's doing it. You're like, come on. Really?
It all starts so innocent, doesn't it, Ian? Like you said, you see their little white bodies, don't you? And then in 2 days' time, they're red bodies.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Go from vampire to shiny corfish real fast.
Core. No, it is. I've got literally both my doors. That sounds a bit weird. I've got both doors open to the office, and I've got a window open. So I am literally speaking as quietly as I can.
Somehow, the Samsung actually fought through the heat and did spot out. I'd moved the position of the phone fan on the Samsung. I moved it a little bit, so it only decided to disconnect from the phone SIM twice.
That leads into my intro quite nicely, Milo. So.
Goatastic.
Goaty delicious.
Right, Marky, good luck at the helm. We will be Ian could be your first mate, I'll be your cabin boy.
Ooh.
Roger.
Roger the cabin boy.
I did pre-warn you, Milo. I'm saving my pants, didn't I? You don't want to be my cabin boy.
Marky is Captain Pugwash.
Yeah.
Seaman stains.
Oh, no.
Tonight on 182, coinciding with the hottest day in the UK so far this year. Also, it was a Todger Spotlight Hour tonight, but I am joined by my two musketeers, and combined we become the threesome that we hope you're used to hearing from. I've got my man Ian Waterfall, who's hoping he got at least 5 minutes to play with his Todger tonight. We've got Milo, PoGoMiloUK, who is hoping that his inferior Android captured some footage of him playing with his Todger. And there's me here, and I can confirm that my Todger didn't shine tonight. But anywho, welcome to Recording 182 and to our lovely listeners listening. But first of all, guys, how are we doing on this challenging evening as we record this?
It's hot, yes, but I will say it ain't got anything on New York at the beginning of this month.
I was going to say the exact same thing. It's hot, it's humid, but it's not quite swamp-ass weather yet.
I don't know about that. I was moving pretty quickly. It was a bit swampy down there.
You see, I do struggle with this compromise because humidity at the moment where we've been has been up to 92% at night in the UK, and I'm assuming that humidity was higher than that in New York for this swamp arse experience.
It was over 90%, yes.
It's a groundbreaking 6 million %.
So it's basically the temperature, which is only the difference then. So your arses aren't swampy, are they, boys?
The swampy, well, we've acclimatised slightly, I would
can
say.
confirm from the chair, we're good.
I'm on a leather chair. That's not good for swamp.
There's no slip and slide tonight. Sit firmly in the upright position, please.
Do you think we'll do the big fat quiz of the year 2024? They'll say this was the year of the swamp arse. Do you think it's something that will...
Well, we did say that a lot in New York, so possibly, you never know.
Oh, well, I wasn't there, and I've
don't
heard enough about
think
it.
that's on the Chinese New Year cycle.
Year of the swamp
Yes,
arse.
the swamp ass.
Not the Bigfoot. We've got the swamp
Todger.
arse. The Todger.
The year of the Todger.
You right, Ian, other than being on the leather seat? Are you enjoying life?
I'm sticky. But we're going to get there. We are going to get there. It can only really, knowing British weather, get cooler. We're not going to see the highs that we had in the previous years. But it is hot. It's like 28, 29 degrees where I am, and I'm in the hottest room in the building. So this studio is literally the heat trap.
The heat trap?
It's like recording in a sauna.
Heat trap?
And Marky, how are you doing?
Hey, guys, it's fun when we record. This is probably the best time of the week when we can all create content together. But gone are the days of a flask. I'm clean living.
Clean living out of the caffeine as well. Although I do approve of the pint glass, though.
Yeah, do you like that, Milo?
I do, yes.
I've got more traditional containers for mine.
Yeah, tribute. Do you like that,
Tribute.
Milo?
I think I have one, actually, of that.
A tribute to Waterfall and his clean living. I raise you a glass.
Ian's currently drinking out of a killer sea turtle.
A lot of plastic in the ocean. There is definitely a lot of plastic in the ocean.
But not yours.
Yet. Yeah,
Nice.
images of Ian there with his little mini fridge next to him and 22 of those bad boys all in there
If
chilling.
I had a mini fridge, it would be turned upside down. I'd be sat in it.
That'll be your helmet. A mini fridge helmet. That'd be perfect.
Actually, it's funny. Actually, going back to Mark's gonna get sick of this, but going back to New York, everyone was walking around with the neck fans on. Did you notice, Milo?
Yeah.
Which probably don't do a lot, but it blows slightly cooler air at you.
It doesn't do anything for your aesthetic, but
No, you kind of look a bit like a Sontaran.
you're Lachlan will approve of that reference.
Anyway, for our lovely listeners, no more in-house jokes. We want to be an inclusive podcast for you to listen to. Yes, it was hot in New York, we get it, but in Madrid there were some people wearing those fans around their necks as well.
There were, but it's dry heat in Madrid. It wasn't quite as bad.
No, it was dry arse out there, wasn't it? But anyway.
Desert arse.
So to our amazing listeners.
Oi, you sleepy sailors, it's time to drop your insert.
That works with the nautical thing we were doing.
It does.
I absolutely love that one. And the reason we do that, and we'll explain it very briefly at the beginning, is as our show, we can't take control necessarily of your site. We can't take control of anything else other than your ears, basically. So there's other 4 senses we can't take control if you're playing Pokemon Go. However, we like to think that our podcast can achieve that. Back in the day, our podcast used to be an hour long, and Incense used to be an hour. Now we've kind of evolved, as have the in-game items in the game. So
whatever you want.
It's all worked hand in hand. But alongside that, we also will be sending you all the lovely, shiny, and maybe some Hundo Look vibes your way. When we say that, it usually delivers. And we also encourage people that do get something shiny whilst listening to the podcast. Yes, listening to the podcast. Use our social medias to share your successes. Now, before I go through our social medias, there is our world-famous hashtag, Milo, which is Shinies of the Week.
Clarify the spelling, please.
I sure can, Chris and Kyle. It is SHINIES OFTHEWEEK. You can post that across our...
Could you clarify that spelling?
I certainly can. Holly? Was that Holly? I hope that was
Yes.
Holly. SHINIES OFTHEWEEK.
Clarify the spelling.
I can. Person, I don't know who that is. That is
Alpha.
Oh, Lando Alpha. Lovely to meet you twice in Madrid. Hashtag SHINIES OFTHEWEEK.
I nearly spat my water out.
And you can use all our social media platforms to share that hashtag. That includes X, Threads, Instagram, Discord, and our Campfire. But Ian, there is another way, isn't there?
Yes, there is. There's all of the methods that you said, but you can also send us an email to contact@incensepodcast.com, or you can send us a WhatsApp voice message. Yes, voice. Appropriate term there, voice. We want to hear you, not read you.
Don't call
on the
in.
number +44 759 269 5696.
Absolutely brilliant. Right. Well, with all the introductory pieces done, hopefully that all made sense to you all. We're going to jump into the first section, which is a staple part of the show.
And now, children, it's time for Getting to Know You with the Incensed Podcast.
Yes, it is. And as Ian rightly referenced last week in 181, go check it out. Great listen. This does become slightly more challenging as we've got to know each other more and more over the years. However, this is something that I like to think annually we can review. And I'm sure we did this about a year ago. Please say it was a year ago. I hope I haven't copped out a bit too easily. So it was 12 weeks ago, Mark. God damn. But we are going to reopen Room 101. 101 is a fantastic show which gives you, the person, the opportunity to put something you want to rid the world of. But the only thing is you need to have a really good reason for it. We've had some interesting ones in the past. I'm sure this one's going to be as equally interesting. A lot has happened in the last year. So, boys, what would you like to put in Room 101 today?
It's a good question. Honestly, what I would really like to put into Room 101, I actually can't broadcast. Let's put it that way. So, thinking along the lines of the second most thing I would put in Room 101, it is people who take life too seriously.
Killjoys.
Killjoys, that's the word, Milo, yes. Because everybody just wants to have fun and enjoy themselves. And yes, there is a time to be serious, but if you're just being miserable and complaining about things all the time, you're really not enjoying yourself, unless you're one of these people that just likes complaining about things. So, yeah, Milo put it into word perfectly for me. Killjoys.
Milo put them into something that would fit on an X-Pol, which
Yes.
I'm very grateful for.
I think
Milo.
buzzkill is also a suitable term.
I was going to have to acronym the hell out of yours there, Ian, and try and work out how people worked it out.
And provide no context, so people are like, what on earth is this 7-long acronym thing that's going on?
So we're going Killjoys. Ian, I couldn't agree more. I'm sure Milo, though, has got a newfound hatred for something Londonite, London-centric, I'm sure. Go on.
I genuinely think the last time we did this might have actually been episode 101.
We definitely did it on episode 101.
Yeah, because I don't seem to remember doing it last year at all, really.
Oh, well overdue then. Well overdue.
Long time overdue. I think I went down the cyclist route before.
You did. Cyclist was the one you had
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, you did, Milo.
The thing that you see a lot associated to London these days is the people who steal phones
Why
and things
are
on.
always related to London?
Because I experienced London.
He never leaves, Ian.
That is true, actually. He doesn't. Yeah.
I don't experience Yorkshire or Glasgow.
Neither do I. Mine was a generic answer.
Yeah, mine will
Well,
be.
this will be
Spoilers,
a generic
so's mine, Ian.
answer. I had something a bit more specific to what's going on here, which would be the people who use electric bikes to steal people's mobile phones. That is,
Boris bikes.
or whatever, Lime bikes that go around nicking people's mobile phones. I think they're just the scum of the earth. But
Milo!
But that's not the bikes. That's the people on the bikes.
exactly, well, that's the people
The
I was referring
So we
to.
put people in room 101.
Just people, everybody.
All human beings,
including
into room
myself
101.
in there. But having looked at some things that I've seen on social media more recently, I would quite like to put the Stop Oil or whatever it is protesters into
yes,
room
those
101.
snowflakes. Yes,
Those people who go around spray painting things, and they've recently vandalised Heathrow
Let's just put them
Terminal
in prison.
5.
That's what they deserve.
Room 101, I think, is more secure.
Well, maybe,
Perhaps.
yeah.
But I just see these things that, like, what are you aiming to achieve apart from just annoying everybody else? Because you're not inciting anybody to think, yes, I want to go and spray paint a airport terminal. I mean, maybe some graffiti artists might be interested, but nobody else is. And it's more, I've seen the clips where they stop people driving on the A40 or roads around different places in the country when they're blocking ambulances who actually have to get people to the hospital, and people are actually suffering because of their idiocy. Yes, chuck them in room 101, please.
I hope the room's big enough for them all, but
Can we get an extension put in?
I want to put Donald Trump in room 101, given the last few weeks of stuff on the news. And I'm worried that if we put him in there, all the Stop Oil protesters might escape and get back out.
They'll rally together.
That'd be quite a dangerous feeling, and they'd probably throw orange over Donald, but he's probably orange enough anyway. So
You wouldn't notice a difference.
That probably wouldn't work, would it? I like the idea though of spraying them with orange paint, like lime marker, not cornstarch. That's too nice, but almost spraying them with permanent orange marker paint. You know what I mean? And go, right, don't do it again. Like a Tango Man or something. Figure out a way to put Donald Trump in room 101. I'd figure out a way to get you a Nobel Peace Prize while I'm putting him in room 101, Donald Trump.
So is that your choice?
It's my choice, it's done.
Oh, my goodness.
I've always liked the idea of a Nobel Peace Prize. So let's see how this goes to the poll. But no, joke aside, though, I'll add a bit more context. Like, from a UK perspective, like not a London-centric perspective, from a UK perspective, I have found that by listening to the world and around our politics and that the whole things that have happened over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm not talking about Donald Trump specifically, but I'm talking about the sort of battle between the Republicans and Democrats has actually just got a little bit more interesting now with what's happened out there. And I'm sitting back watching it and actually enjoying having to watch Donald Trump actually play more than one card, and that's just attacking someone for their age. So this is going to be very interesting. It's going to be quite exciting. And if he does win, I will put him in room 1 anyway for the listeners. So that is my promise.
That's the verbal contract right there.
That's verbal contract right there. So we will put that to the poll, and we will see how that goes. We'll talk about something probably a little bit more exciting. We had a Ultra Unlock Part 3, didn't we, Milo, on the weekend?
We did. We had Part 3 midway through Part 2, and then Part 2 has concluded after Part 3. Just to be clear, it was Mega Lucario Raid Day.
It's like
on
Star Wars,
Saturday.
isn't it? Star Wars films.
The raid day itself was a lovely 6-hour potential session you could dive into with an increase on the old remote raid game, etc. And we've seen plenty of people getting some good stuff from the raid day, which is lovely to see. And we're just going to chat about our thoughts of it. I'll kick off by saying I played about half of the raid day as hardcore as I could go, and then the rest of it was kind of the odd remote here and there. I'd already got a hundo from the hatch day that was last year, and the IV luck for me on that raid day was just abysmal. I think the best I got was an 89%. I was like, it is what it is. But maxing out on the Mega Energy, because even if you didn't have a massive group of people, you could take it down pretty quickly and get a good chunk of Mega Energy on it, which is really nice. Walked away from the 33 raids I did in person with 6 shinies. So I was well over.
You did well compared to a lot of people.
Oh, exactly. I was well over the shiny luck threshold on that one. So count my blessings on that one. But what can we say that we haven't already regarding raid days? We love the format of them. You know, the 1 hour cycle you can go through and you can hit as many or as little as you want to choose to do. Some people do the full 6 hours. Some people do enough to get a Mega Revolve done for free and then call it the day. So I had a thoroughly fun time. Did the Waterfall?
Well, I love a raid day, and this one, being a 6-hour raid day, I've got to admit, I didn't say it on the podcast, but it did go through my mind pretty much overkill in terms of the time the event was out. But it did allow people to play how they wanted. So people that could only play within certain times that day, it allowed for that. I played it for about 2.5 hours, did 16 raids, got 1 shiny, took it very casual. Best I got was a 93%, and the shiny was not great.
Yeah.
But it was tough. I was with a group of like 3 people, and people just weren't getting shinies. I think out of the raids that we did, I think everybody got 1 in the whole time. There was no sort of multiples.
That's rough.
Across the group. PoGoMiloUK, great Pokemon. It looks great. I do love it. It looks very Egyptian-y. I'm sure the Italian would approve. Anubis, yes. Hoping Mega Metagross comes soon, because that is the one I'm really chomping at a bit for.
To add more steel to the steeliness.
Well, there's not many Megas left, let's face it, so let's get through them.
You watch. Mega Marwell will come first.
Oh, and Mega Camerupt, yes, of course.
5. Is it 5 Megas left in the game now? Is it
There's
5?
2 Mutos, Camerupt, Marwell,
5 or 6 I saw individually.
Metagross.
I think you're right with 5, actually.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
No, there's Ordino.
6.
Oh,
Mega Ordino.
so
I've
there's 5
forgotten
then.
about that one.
There you go. Kerry was on the ball with that one as well. Mega Ordino. Can't wait for that.
Said very
Just think
few
of the dust.
people. Just imagine the Stardust. Exactly, Ian. Imagine the Stardust. If you got a mega
True.
amount of Stardust.
Mega Ordino Raid Day. Bring it on.
You couldn't count it. You couldn't catch it, I should say.
Yeah.
Breaking out of its balls.
Marky, how was your Anubis hunt?
I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I mean, I love raid days; they're fantastic. But unfortunately, what was on offer, other than the Mega, wasn't brand new. Unlike previous raid days we've had, people that did GoFest in London would have had Lucarios in the wild. Would have had shiny ones as well. So the excitement of getting the shiny Lucario was probably gone for a lot of people. We had the hatch day, many people with shiny Riolu. So it wasn't an exciting Pokemon in the sense of what was on offer. You only had to do 1 raid to get enough for Mega. So if you did it quick enough, actually, it can be played either way, I think, is what you boys have also sort of commented on up to now. So I was busy over the weekend. I was at a festival, had a great time, shared some of the music with Ian. As a Bond enthusiast, he approved. And
I did see
I think I could still play it to level I wanted to. I had a Hundo Riolu, which I did 2 Mega Raids, both in person, maxed it out, had the XL for it after GoFest. I didn't need to chase any shinies because I had plenty of them. The only goal really was a Shundo, which, let's face it, that's very unlikely. Still more likely on a raid day, but it wasn't worth me putting the grind in for it because I didn't need it. Thought we were probably lucky with this being the next Mega with what's left over in the pool of ones that we've just joked about. I mean, like you said, Mawile or Dino, I'd expected Camerupt maybe to be the next one, to be fair, but no shade on that. They've got to get the Megas out. And I think there's probably about another year's worth of Megas left in the game now if they do stretch them out like this.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that kind of then takes us to the next bit, really, about where it goes. But yeah, loved it. in terms of the event, I understand why people are excited about it.
Nice.
Should we give us a little cheeky score, boys? I like these scores.
Let's give it a score on the doors, and then we can look at what our followers thought.
Yeah, sounds good.
Of this. So I'm a big fan of a raid day. I wish I could have gone a bit more hardcore for it, but I had other obligations on the day. Got kind of what I wanted. Didn't necessarily set out to get an XXS shiny, but it happened. So
nice.
And also actually the Force Palm move update made Lucario better as well, which is nice
but
to
it can
see.
be TM, so that's not the end.
Yeah, exactly. And you could evolve your Riolu to get it from the event onwards, which is cool. So it's not an elite TM necessary, I think. But that was really awesome. So I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. Had a really fun day. Thought it was a good call.
I love a raid day. I think this was a good Pokemon. A lot of what Mark said is actually very valid. And it's one of the few where I didn't really feel I had to go hard. As I say, 16 in 3 hours is not big numbers, to be honest. Taking that into account and what I got, I would like to give it more, but I don't think I can go more than 7 on this one. 7
from Ian, and I'm on the same page probably as you, Ian, on that one. I think it's a lovely shiny, probably the best fighting type now in the game, and I think I'll give it a good solid 7 because it's a nice Pokemon. Yeah, 7.
A 7 from Marky and Ian. So that's what we think of the raid day, but we did ask on social media what you guys thought. So first up, we've got Thomas, aka 96_Tom L, who wrote, drove around with my squad on Saturday and we hit around 85 raids in my local area and gained 91 rare XL candy. So yeah, the rare XL candy drops that were guaranteed from Lucario were solid. Thanks to the makeup day on the Sunday, because what's new from Niantic, I chose to hit my local city and 65 more raids done with 74 rare candy XL. So yeah, Thomas smashed it over the weekend.
Oh, you went hardcore, Thomas. Yeah, GG.
Nice.
Mark Bailey said, went into Derby with the kids. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark, and somebody coming from Derby saying that. I am sorry. For the first time to meet up with the in-person community via Campfire. It was really good. 70 people turnout.
Oh, wow.
That's good. Actually, with that sort of numbers, we might actually come to Derby to do a community day. Raids were done fast and efficiently, but we only did about 10 raids. Kids got about 3 shiners each, and I got 1. Good event. Pretty good going, though, to be honest, Mark.
That is solid.
I think that's very solid. Well, let's all read one out together. So I've got one here from Amaze UK. Live in, rent out, or sell it. Oh, hold on here, sorry. Oh, those sponsored ads, they always catch me out. But no, we got one from the very own Lucy Davis, who rocks the South Coast down in Bournemouth. Lucy says, we had loads of people out for this one, and it was great. Got 6 shinies out of 46 raids. That's good. That's good, isn't it? 6 and 46. That's good.
That's really good odds. Yeah.
Good. I mean, 12-ish, isn't it? But I do feel the shiny rate was a bit low, especially for some people who only got the 1. So again, that rings true with the numbers that we were saying.
It was very much a mixed bag. There was somebody who I was raiding with who did 20 raids because of the ticket and the 1 free stack from the day before and no shiny. But then RNG is funky.
It really is. But boys, some say that they moonlight as stormtroopers and that they enjoy the taste of frog juice. All we know is it's time to
Ask the intern.
Are you suggesting they're all French?
No, frog juice is a real thing. I actually Googled most hideous foods.
I was going to say, if you Google frog juice, what came up, Ian? Okay.
No.
Vegan diet?
Just wring out and squeeze a couple of frogs. There you go, you're good.
Squeeze it.
Yeah, so there's kind of a good and a bad with this because it's obviously to do with the Mega Lucario raid day. So first up, the good. Trainers, we apologize for the typo in the description of Mega Lucario raid day ticket. To honor the information provided, we are increasing the additional number of raid passes ticket holders can receive from spinning photo discs at gyms from 8 to 13. So that was the good bit of news, boys, is that rather than going, oh yeah, we made a typo and changing it very quietly, they said, yeah, okay, ticket holders can get 13 passes with their ticket rather than 8. Which I think everyone went, big thumbs up, 2 thumbs up in between the style. Good stuff.
Yeah, it went down really positively. That it was really good on Niantic's part to actually honour their balls up.
It was. Why do you feel there's a but here?
Well,
No, there isn't a but, really. Although things did carry on.
Well, a few things then happened during the raid day. So there's 3 different tweets here. Posts, sorry, X, not Twitter. Trainers, we are aware of an issue that affected some time zones in which Mega Lucario Raid Day ticket bonuses were not applied for a few hours after 5 p.m. local time. As a result, we are extending Mega Lucario Raid Day, including ticket bonuses, to Sunday, July 28th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time for all trainers in the affected time zone. So that was alluding to what Tom L experienced, with basically another selection of raids to be done. And finally, next week, affected ticket holders will receive back raid passes used during the affected hours, as well as 5 star pieces and 5 lucky eggs. That's the first time I read that little third post.
Well, I got the third bit ready just in case you'd missed that, because that's
compensation.
That is, well, it's compensation. Let's just hope that they give people back everything that they lost, because in the past, when they've given passes back, it's been capped. Let's just hope that for once, Niantic stay on the positive side of the public frustration and give everybody back what has been used, lost, and
yeah, absolutely.
I nearly swore then. No, went wrong.
Well refrained, Ian. Well refrained. Yeah. I like that.
Niantic could have a big W with this one, even though things went really, really wrong.
Went wong.
Wong for a couple of hours.
That's good though, isn't it? Let's hope it, like you said. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it, if like Niantic put in someone's account like 47 raid passes and said, we messed up.
Well, if somebody spent 47, really, they should get them back if it wasn't what was advertised.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not. I haven't seen. I mean, somebody probably knows what happened, but I don't know whether it was Rare XL Candy based or whether it was people who got the ticket purchased, whether the free passes that were included in the ticket weren't applied properly. Perhaps. So maybe they'll get the number of passes they burnt while trying to make up for the numbers of the ticket that should have been included. I hope they get compensated correctly, but that certainly looks and reads very good.
Were applied between 5 and 10 p.m.
Ah, there we go. Thank you very much, Sue.
That was the good, the bad, and the not quite so ugly from Mega Lucario.
That was quite good. That's the intern this week. Well, GG's Niantic.
I think that was pretty good, actually.
Compensating people properly.
The people who've listened as well, and they've heard, and they've come out in their numbers, because I believe we've got some WhatsApp messages to listen to.
Nice.
Well, yes, we do, Mark. Yes. And the first one, Frederick's been on with his experience from GoFest Global.
Hello, boys. Thanks for a great podcast. I just want to get something off my heart. I did something quite stupid on the Global GoFest. I went really hard for the nice Chernobyl bus wall. I think I ended up with doing 60 raids or something before I got the shiny. Most of them remote, since I'm very rural. Probably worse off than Mark. But yeah, anyway, a few days after I got really annoyed with myself for doing so many raids. So now I deleted my main account and I started a new one. Gonna stay team green, so I hopefully can keep my fingers off the remote raid button. But yeah, that's just me doing stupid shit. Sorry for rambling. I just wanted to tell someone, get it off my heart. I haven't really felt like telling my wife. Anyway,
don't blame you.
A great podcast, and yeah, see you around maybe.
Oh my god! Oh my days! I feel like we're on the couch here with him, aren't we?
I've seen people lose their I've never seen anyone delete their account because of a frustration.
I do think Frederick, that's very.
You must have been so wound up.
Very drastic reaction.
Wow.
But thanks for sending the message first.
And yeah, thank you for starting a new account, because you obviously enjoy playing the game, even if you get frustrated with it. Wow.
That's amazing, though, isn't it? If you think about it, it's like,
thanks for that message.
You got the shiny Buzzwole after 60 raids, and like that was the moment we went, do you know what? I'm getting rid of this. I'm done with it.
Yeah, 60 raids, I'm done with it. Yeah.
I'm done with everything that is in my account. Everything gone.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Wow.
Well
good luck.
Sharing, and good luck, definitely.
Good luck on the
Good
old
luck. Let us
Stay
know how
Green.
your journey goes with your new account.
The Stay Green account.
Yes. And our second WhatsApp message tonight, well, this one actually relates to the Mega Lucario Raid Day. Our boy PayPal Simone has been on.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Pen Pal Simone on the end of your phone. Just finished
Poetic.
doing Mega Lucario Raid Day, and I've got to say, Niantic, I do not believe for a second that it was 1 in 10 shiny odds. My
really
lord. I only got 2 shiny Lucarios today, and I raided all day. I've counted up, and I did 20 raids. So yeah, 1 in 10, doubt it. John Hankey.
He's taking the mickey, isn't he? He's taking the mickey.
I think he's just epitomised all of those things you see on social media going, it wasn't 1 in 10 because I did this many raids and got this shiny. Well, RNG is the same thing that Frederick had with Buzzwole. That was supposed to be a
and I
1
have
in
this
20.
argument or conversation with so many people.
Yeah.
It's that RNG, it's that rate for every encounter. And somebody said to me, so that means if I do 10, I should get one. I'm like, no. I just told you that's not what it means.
How many times do I have to tell you?
You might get 8 in those 10. You might be very lucky.
Exactly. You might get none.
Yes. More than likely.
But yeah, thanks, Simon, for joining us with another message. Very much appreciated. And Frederick,
Absolutely.
thank you both. If you're listening and want to pluck up the courage to send us a message, do it, because we're likely to play it.
We are. And it's nice to get a couple in like that. That was good, wasn't it?
It is.
PayPal Simone coming at you.
PayPal Simone.
Thank you, listeners, for getting in contact with us. Nice to hear new and familiar voices. We do encourage that. So this isn't a win by default. This was actually, he cheated his way to a win. We have got the Game Lord. That is Ian Vassar.
I didn't cheat. I got 2 clean answers.
You got 2 clean answers. And I
Correct.
listened back to the episode, and Ian, you were right. You were a good 5 seconds before me with Wiglet. So well done.
No, it was literally
It was about
a hair.
0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
I looked and I was like, oh my God, it was so close.
Who finished it first? Who got the last letter out?
Who stretched the
You speak
syllables?
quicker than I do, so that's not the answer.
The joke is, though, that's 0.2 of a second is what's haunting a lot of Olympians, certainly from Team GB at the moment at the Olympics. So it's haunted me as well.
Ooh,
We've got
very
a
topical.
silver medal there. But the Game Lord himself is Sir Vassafal.
It is, and I've got no jingle this week because we were talking after last week's show. I'm actually doing it, boys, and you're both looking at me now in probably disbelief, but I have been onto AI and asked it to create a quiz about our show.
Oh no.
So we're going to see how much you know that AI thinks it knows about our show. It's kind of a... Should we play a pub quiz? It's not a pub quiz, but it's kind of a pub
We've
quiz.
now got a robot in control of the pub.
We're cutting costs here. We can't afford someone to host
Welcome
the quiz
to the
anymore.
year 2700.
Are we still in the dog in? Are we still there?
So I went on to one of the
Robo-dog in.
unnamed AI-based systems that you can talk to, and I asked it to write me a difficult quiz about guests on the Incensed podcast. Now, bear in mind, this is what AI thinks. It may not be actual fact, but we'll see how much you can try and figure out what AI is thinking about our show, okay?
Is it good?
So, there's 5 questions. The first question, AI picked all the questions and worded the questions and the answers as well. So this is not me changing anything. In which episode did the famous Pokemon Go YouTuber Zoe Two Dots make a guest appearance on Incensed podcast? You have 4 options. Is it option A, episode 20? Is it option B, episode 35? Is it option C, episode 50? Or is it option D, episode 65? And Mark says I always go to Milo first. So, Mark.
Someone who doesn't edit the shows and doesn't know this stuff.
That's kind of why I went to you first. But again, Milo could get this wrong because this is not necessarily accurate.
I can't remember the numbers, and it wouldn't matter if I
20,
did.
35, 50, or 65.
I think we got her in at 35. Say B.
I happened to look back at when
Of course you did.
when Croydon Pikachu was mentioned,
Oh,
I think.
why?
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Because it was related to something I talked about with somebody else, and I checked, and I think that was episode 30, and I don't remember episode 50. I think the 1 year show was episode 52 or 3. So
53.
I'm going to say 65. I can't remember if we got it back on that
65.
quickly. It definitely wasn't episode 35
All right,
or,
then.
or 20.
All right.
So Mark went.
AI might
35
say you're
and Milo
correct.
went 65. Again, it's AI. There's not necessarily any logic or actual fact to this. This is basically what an AI bot has found scouring the internet. Question number 2. Which guest on the Incense podcast shared their insights on the impact of AR, augmented reality, technology in Pokemon Go? Option A, Trainer Tips, in brackets, Nick. B, JT Gilly. C, Mystic 7. Or D, The Last Hot Sauce.
Okay.
Whitfield.
I don't know why. I have like flashbacks to when Gilly came on. We were talking about there wasn't the Vision Pro back then. It was like the Google goggle things, and talking about that. I'm going to go JT Gilly.
We've never talked about AR with Nick, so Peridot doesn't count. We've never spoken
Well abandoned.
Gilly is including live shows, obviously, which I hadn't factored that in.
Yes.
So more recently in New York, he was talking about AR. Mystic Seven's not been on the show. However, AI might think we've mentioned him enough times. It might be confused just mentioning him and then talking about something afterwards. So I could say Mystic 7, AR, blah, 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 and it'll think that we've had him on and we're speaking about it, possibly. And the Hot Sauce, I'd love to get them on because they do some great stuff, whoever they are. So I am one that is going to have to copy Milo on this one. I'm going to go JT Gilly as well.
Well, there's no rule saying you can't have the same answer. So if you think it's that,
AI could say we're
you
both
think it's
wrong.
that. Now, I'm going to preface this next question by saying AI has got this wrong because we've never had this person on the show.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And I'm going to read the question word for word so you can actually laugh at AI.
Remember AI.
Okay. What unique perspective did guest Lachlan from the Waste Spotters podcast bring to his appearance on Incensed podcast? Option A, PvP strategies. Option B, insights on Niantic's AR initiatives. Option C, Wayfarer and Pokestop submissions. Option D, community event organization. And knowing Lachlan, it's probably all of the above, but it's looking for one specific answer. And is your B, Milo?
I'd also say Francesco's got a very good fifth option, which is Costco offers.
Yes.
On there.
I went to Costco at the weekend, actually. It was so good.
Don't tell it. Oh my God, he'll be phoning you up talking about Costco. Lachlan may not have been on the show, but he has sent in some voice notes back in the day.
Yes, he has.
So, is it community? Is it Wayfarer? I'm going to go down the obvious route of Wayfarer stuff, option C.
Mr. Barrow.
Obviously, on his show, he speaks about Wayfarer quite a lot. He did. But this is about
He did, yeah. On his show now, he just talks to YouTubers.
And I think when he sent voicemails in, he has talked about his community quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with community, which is D, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah, that is D.
It's a very likely option, yeah.
We're getting towards the end. Question number 4. During which episode did guest JT Velour discuss their favourite shiny Pokemon and the lengths they went to catch it? Is it option A, episode 10? Option B, episode 30? Option C, episode 45? Or option D, episode 60? Marky, he's your boyfriend, so...
Yeah, he was one of the first guests we got on.
And he was an early guest, yeah.
And we talked about Shiny King, Shiny Pokemon, playing shiny cards and all that. Right, we did games. I'd be very surprised if AI hasn't picked up on any of that with him talking about shiny Pokemon and his attempts to catch them in episode 10. So I'm going to go A, episode 10.
Milo, 10, 30, 45, or 60?
I'm thinking one of the later two. It very well could have been. I'm going to go C. For 45, wasn't it?
And the final question on this AI Incensed podcast quiz. Which episode featured a collaboration with the Lured Up podcast host, Ken and Adam? Well, we know Adam wasn't with us.
To be decided.
To discuss the state of the Pokemon Go community. Option A, episode 25. Option B, episode 40. Option C, episode 55. Or option D, episode 70. And let's go Marky.
When's Ken been on our show? Has he been on our show?
He's only been on once.
He has been on our show. I could say what year it was, but that would give, well, it would exclude some of the answers.
I don't remember that episode, to be fair. But then I think...
Oops, that says a lot.
No, I mean, I was thinking about... Because we've been on his show, haven't we? But
Yeah.
Episode 70 in? I don't know. What seats that
70 D. And Whitfield.
I think that Ken was on really early. I'm going to go option A. What was that?
Episode 25.
25.
Okay, well, I will go as far as to say it's definitely not going to be pub quiz creation looking at these answers. We do have a winner.
AI.
And the winner has 2 correct answers. So let's go through the questions and I'll tell you what AI thinks. So question number 1 was, in which episode did the famous Pokemon Go YouTuber Zoe 2 make a guest appearance on the Intense podcast? Well, AI says episode 50, which is C.
That may be correct. Was episode 50 maybe a Christmas
show was
maybe a Christmas show.
I thought she came on before the Christmas one.
She was on before Christmas.
Yeah.
Her first appearance was episode 30. I know that.
That was the question. That was Milo.
No, it didn't say debut.
So episode 50.
Which did she make a guest appearance
sorry,
on?
I thought it was first. That's my fault.
Nobody got that one right. Milo's just researching.
Doesn't matter. It's what AI says, Milo. It's not about what's right. It's what AI says.
Exactly. It's not about what's right, yeah. But it'll be interesting to see if AI is right about any of these.
She wasn't on episode 50.
Thanks, AI. So AI is wrong. Okay, so question number 2. Which guest on Incense podcast shared their insights on the impact of AR, augmented reality, technology in Pokemon Go? And according to AI, AR was discussed by Nick, Trainer Tips.
Okay.
Probably was now.
Possibly.
I don't know if that's correct, but it doesn't matter because we're going with AI's answers.
Sure.
So after 2 questions, the score is 0-0. Question number 3. What unique perspective did guest Lachlan from the Waste Spotters podcast bring to his appearance on Intense Podcast?
Sorry, Jamal.
Well, sorry, Jamal. This is AI for you. Well, the answer, according to AI, is option C, Wayfarer and Pokestop submissions. So
Yay.
Whitfield gets a point.
Again, I'm not sure how accurate that actually is.
But it doesn't matter. AI.
In this circumstance, it doesn't matter if we're right or wrong.
Exactly, and this is just a fun pastime. Question number 4. During which episode did guest JT Valor discuss their favourite shiny Pokemon and the lengths they went to catch it? So according to AI, the answer is B, episode 30.
Ooh.
Wrong. He wasn't on that show at all.
No, this is AI.
AI,
it doesn't matter if it's wrong.
Yeah, but
this is according to AI.
Yeah, but that was Zoe's first ever appearance on the show. You can't get more wrong than that. Okay. Literally the wrong guest.
AI is proving that it is not all it's cracked up to be.
Exactly.
No match for the hosts.
So I said we've got a winner. So which episode featured a collaboration with Load Up podcast hosts Ken and Adam? Well, it wasn't Adam, we know that, so AI is wrong there, to discuss the state of the Pokemon Go community. And the answer is indeed A, episode 25.
Wrong. That was Reversal's guest appearance.
I miss Reversal.
Oh.
So we definitely have a winner in Whitfield. How much AI can be
Load
trusted?
Up was episode 15.
So I think we can agree that AI still has a way to go before it's reliable.
We need to teach it more about us, I think.
We do need to teach it. There was another quiz, but I asked it to before this one, and that was even worse. So we may do another one of these at some point down the road, but at the moment, I really don't think AI is at the point where it can write questions for a quiz for us.
Don't worry, listeners. I won't be using AI in the next game.
Oh, yes, because you're the game lord next week, and you're hosting the show.
Oh, my God. The power.
Oh, my God.
Double win.
The power.
Double win for Milo. Oh, Milo, calm down.
Too excited.
AI's probably not listening to us as much as we feared in the first place.
Come on, AI. Drop a download.
Show willing, please. Well, that was good gaming. Thank you for that. We will have hosted pub quizzes again in the foreseeable future. But talking about things that are more sparkly and shiny,
Shines of the week.
we're going to jump on to X. And we've mentioned him already, Mark Bailey. Congratulations. You did something that I was unable to achieve. I was hoping for a shiny during the Spotlight Hour, as I haven't managed one yet. But Jonah got the shiny. I got a consolation prize of a Nundo right at the last minute. For Jonah, it respawned as a Nundo Pineco. Fantastic.
Nice.
Of course, Jonah got the shiny Todger. Well done indeed.
Oh,
And,
lovely.
you got a Nundo Todger as well, Mark. Yeah, well done, mate.
GG's. From our Campfire, Poke Evo Keck says, look at this shiny toga, boys. This one's for you. Star eyes laughing emoji, and it is a 1-star shiny Toga Damaru.
Todger.
We love a Todger.
Get your Todgers.
Clips.
Todger has a D in it.
Todger. Lovely stuff.
Todger.
Todger. Right, we're actually diving onto Instagram, boys. Thank you very much to Guy, FRMNYC Pogo. I guess a guy from NYC Pogo, I assume it is. Said, hey guys, I love the podcast. I tried to send you a hashtag shinies of the week, but Instagram won't let me. Well, that's okay. Thank you for dropping the comment on one of the reels we posted. I just got a 91% IV Shadow Shiny Machop from a Grunt, which is pretty fire. They're full odds from Grunts as well. So that's actually insane and really, really solid IV too. So big congrats on that. And again, thanks for using Instagram.
Absolutely. Apparently that's where it's all happening. So can we get you using it, please? That'd be great. So in true Star Wars machete order, I think Ian wants to talk about episode 2 now of the Ultra Unlock. Is that right, mate?
Well, kind of, because in the UK, it's literally just finished. The Strength of Steel event has concluded. And yeah, the episode?
It feels like it.
It does.
Yeah. And yeah, Ultra Unlock 3 kind of ran over the Ultra Unlock 2. So Strength of Steel was Ultra Unlock 2. It has just concluded in the UK. Strength of Steel, it saw the release of the shiny Todger, as well as a whole host of other Steel-type Pokemon, where I got my first ever shiny Clink, which I was
Really?
very excited about. Yes.
First ever.
Yeah, it was
First
in the
ever shiny
Yeah.
Clink.
Wowza.
Yes. So that's literally all I got from the event.
Well
that's
done, Ian.
shiny, but you know what? I'll take it. But it's been a pretty good event, actually. Been some nice bonuses. It's nice to see Steel types out. Didn't get sick of seeing Beldum. Togedemaru was pretty frequent in tasks.
Mm.
Its raids were popping quite regularly, and it was actually, for once, in the wild. Overall, I think the event was pretty darn good. Suffice to say, I did play it, I enjoyed it, and I got a shiny Clink.
Ian is right. There was an abundance of Todger in this event. It was fabulous. You could find it in quests very readily, and the fact that it came in 3 different research tasks that didn't have any other Pokemon diluting those pools was frankly top tier in my view. Because if you didn't fancy doing the Explore 2K, then you could find a power-up 5.
Well, Zachary got his first shiny Clink as well, Milo.
Oh, congratulations on the golden gear. Golden gears.
Golden nuts.
Gold.
Cogs, I should say cogs.
Cogs. If you didn't want to burn Stardust, then you could catch 10 Steel type, which was great. And I kind of played the first day reasonably hardcore, and then the other bits and pieces of the event were done here and there while doing other things with life. And I enjoyed it, having played it sort of on and off. The candy boosts for things were insane. Really, really good. And I thought that's such a good way to incentivize people of any level necessarily to go and get a mega down, maybe go and catch some stuff, hit the excellent throws, because the better the throw was, the better the increased chance of candy and XL candy would be. The Beldum spawns were good. The Todger spawns were solid. The only thing I would say is perhaps there were quite a lot of Pokemon featured that evolved into Steel-type Pokemon but weren't Steel types themselves. So they're like, I don't know, muscle memory. I'm just like, I'll just catch a bit of everything, and I'm getting surprised. Why is Pineco not...
collection challenges. Oh, yeah.
You have to catch everything, yeah. I'm just thinking, why is Pineco not counting towards my catch 10 steel types? Oh, yes, it's bug. I forget.
Because it's not steel
It's not
type,
steel
exactly.
type. And, I mean, at least Aaron was saving the day. That's what I'd say.
That's the first time anyone's ever said that.
Absolutely.
Saving the day for steel types. Oh, Marky's got a low. Oh, my, with that exposure level.
Jeez.
What disease does it have? It's ghostly.
Not got pink eye.
Oh, my goodness me.
Well,
Kerry in the Patreon chat is right. Bronzor was everywhere as well, which I'm sure many
As
people
was Skarmory, yes.
fell victim to. Actually, I said it fell victim, and earlier I was saying it's good. Perma boosts are good. They are if you're chasing those shinies. If you're wanting to necessarily claim Todger tasks and you have to find the steel types, a lot of the steel types featured were perma boosted ones, which were Bronzor and Skarmory. So people probably burnt the shiny lock on those. But that is what it is. All I will say is I tried to get my shiny Todger as best as I could. And finally on Spotlight Hour today, it came through on check 949.
Of course it did.
of course it did.
I was very pleased with getting the shiny Todger.
We're pleased for you, Milo.
And
Yes, we are pleased for you.
Yeah, pleased for you.
I think I'll also say I'm going to miss having an event around where there's a good excuse to say the word Todger all the time, because it's amusing.
Well, it's predictable the end of Milo's summaries of events, isn't it?
This is why I thought I'm not really going to go into details, because Milo always has a bit, oh yes, and I got the shiny event shiny.
Yeah.
I may not have.
Well, that hasn't happened before anyway. I was very fortunate. I had the day off at this event, Ultra Unlock 2, and after getting my car serviced, I decided to go for drop it in for a service there. I went for a nice little walk into Chippenham, place that me and Ian know fondly. For Angry FOMO Monkey himself, PoGoMiloUK Community Day.
Oh, thank you. Kerry is the first person to spell it correctly. Thank you.
Chippenham Ian. Back in the I was like, I like this event. Rainy weather that we had when this event started. Electric type Pokemon were boosted, and the Todger was everywhere. It was in the wild. Research tasks were aplenty. I was expecting a PoGoMiloUK thumbnail with his little face going, oh, the Todger in place down there.
Be careful.
I was waiting for someone to do that. Sadly, I didn't have the time to cover it.
Actually, to be fair, with that thumbnail of him opera singing, it's the perfect opportunity to do it.
It is. The Todger down there going, oh!
Francesco.
Great event for the opportunities there, and I had plenty of and I like the Spotlight Hour before the end of the Ultra Unlock window. It was quite a nice finale. I played a game with a few people on X. It was called Shiny Bronzer Russian Roulette, and the rules were that you had to click on it when you saw it, and I didn't get a shiny through that the whole event. I think I won that as I was seeing people posting pictures of shiny bronzers through the event, which was sad times.
I failed miserably.
But I got 5 shinies during the event, Ian. I got my second shiny Clink, so well done, mate.
Well done.
For getting your first.
Done, Marky. Yeah.
I've got a couple of Pinacos today. Up until today, I didn't get one, but I haven't really played it too much apart from the first day and then a bit of the Spotlight Hour. You can't get sick of seeing Stunfisk, glaring Stunfisk, beautiful shiny.
Yes.
Nice. And I got a really good event shiny today as well, shiny Rattata. So,
oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Fabulous
I thought
stuff.
you were going to say Ferroseed for a second.
Oh, that's my favourite one, Ian. That always plays.
Yeah, I got one of them.
Plays
Lovely.
hard for me. That one
Of course you did.
Lovely.
Of course you did. So yeah, listen, I think they've been very clever with the last couple of events, having nice lineups of perma-boosted shinies, which gives people that feel-good factor, because there'll be people that haven't got these shinies necessarily. As we said, we know how RNG works. There's no guarantee, as I didn't get a shiny bronze at this event, which was traumatic.
What's the opposite of traumatic?
Joyous. I gave this unlock event hat trick a bit of shade when I first saw what it was going to look like. I think actually this was a proper unlock hat trick events where everybody could get something out of it without throwing money into it, which I think some of the original unlocks kind of limited it you to, certainly when the unknowns first went into raids.
No, I agree, and I don't think any of the unlocks have been ultra unlocks, but I would say they were great unlocks.
I think we made that joke last week as well.
We did, but...
Yeah, great unlocks. No,
Great unlocks. Yeah.
Great unlocks is good. Great unlocks is good.
The other thing that was great that we've all forgotten to mention was the boost of Dust. It's a triple Catch Stardust event for the whole time, which was awesome.
So, guys, Ultra Unlock Part 2, how do we rate it?
It was a solid, steely event with something for everybody. You could play it free to play, or you could throw money at raiding and sort of resources in terms of powering up tasks, as Milo said. I didn't like the fact that you had to use your free lure to evolve your Magnezone, but that's not going to detract from my score. I think this was a solid 8 out of 10 for me.
I would agree with you, Vasa. Solid 8 out of 10 for this one. The bonuses were good. Majority of the spawns were good. The perma boosts, yes, we may mock at Bronzor, but some people may not have it for whatever reason. Perma boosted shinies always bring smiles to people's faces. An event with the Todger in it is fantastic. What about you, Marky? Round us out.
Do you know what? When I was playing this one, I did look at it and I thought, I've enjoyed clicking on Pokemon I needed to build Kanji XLs up for. I think like the Beldum was brilliant having that there. You know, my personal highlight was I've now got enough Kanji XL to max out my Hundo Metagross ahead of the Mega that will come out in 6 years' time. Now, roadmap, I'm only messing in. We'll get it about 6 months. roadmap. I think for a new Pokemon that was shiny and how it was available in the game, this gave everybody a chase. For that alone, that's a real positive from Niantic in terms of the concept of the event. I'm going to give it a good solid 8 like Ian. I'm not going to do halves because we don't do halves on the show, but yeah, it was close to a 9. But yeah, good 8.
Good
stuff. The average is literally an 8 out of 10. We all agree.
Yeah.
Looking in the chat,
we all agree.
Kerry Young that says solid 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, Lucky Milo UK has said solid 10.9.
10.9.
Brilliant. That's a good score.
And Sue has said a 7.5 out of 10 for her. She got the shiny Todger early.
It's always best to get it early.
Yeah, so you want to get the Todger shiny early, I should say. Otherwise it loses its shine.
Oh my goodness me.
Well, that's a good chat. Enjoyed that one. Really, really good. So I think, guys, we've escaped it up till now, but I think we're going to have to do some news, aren't we?
Is the news.
There's the boy again.
Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
On episode 25.
The AI said it was episode 89, Milo.
Did it really? Is that an AI quiz put 2.0?
Oh, it means we're safe and our jobs are preserved for a little bit longer. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Skynet to go live.
Skynet, I like that. Good reference, Ian.
We now need you to voice the next AI quiz as the Terminator. What,
yeah.
Arnold.
Ian, that was
actually, it's funny you
reference.
say that. Not Arnold, but we can actually do AI voices within Riverside now.
Oh, that scares the bejesus out of me. That...
On what episode did they talk about the remote raid nerf?
That's a
Well,
great
if it's
question.
our listeners, every episode since it happened.
Yeah, okay. First.
Yeah. First. Well,
August.
August has dropped.
Oh my goodness.
We briefly spoke about the Adventure Week on episode 181 last week. We've got a lot more stuff to add to that now. And as we said, another month is here. But as you listen to the show, we'll be into another month. Ouch. It's quite scary, isn't it, boys? Really, it's quite scary.
Summer's
We're in
nearly
August
over.
already. It's really scary.
Oh, don't say that,
It'll be
Milo.
GoFest 25 before we know it.
Oh, dear.
Featuring the Todger.
Well. So what we're going to do, we're going to read through the August content update first. I think that's probably right, isn't it, boys?
Let's do that, yeah.
Well, we are still in the Shared Skies season, but the featured Pokemon that are highlighted here is Moltres Thunderous Incarnate form. That is the cloudy one, the cloudy dude, and everyone's favourite from London Go Fest. Because the last time this one's come out is Xerneas.
Yeah.
Is going to be making an
people are
appearance.
going crazy over this one. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And all three of those can, of course, be shiny. Maybe they'll have a background with them. Does that work with non-Ultra Beasts? Or maybe, who knows? Moltres August the 3rd to the 12th, Thunderous August the 12th to the 21st, and Xerneas August the 21st to the 3rd, between 10 and 10 a.m. But guys, Ian, there's Mega Raids.
Well, there is Mega Raids, but don't get too excited. From August the 3rd, so right now as you listen to this, through to August the 12th, we'll have Mega Aerodactylin raids.
Wow.
From the 12th to the 21st of August, we'll have Mega Kanga. Okay, that one's not too bad. And then, you know what? The best of the three, from the 21st of August through to September the 3rd, we'll have Mega Salamence in raids.
I agree.
None of them are amazing, but Mega Salamence is great. Mega Kanga, you know what? I'll take. It doesn't come around very often. That one doesn't.
It could be worse.
It certainly could.
So, the events for August are as such. We've obviously talked about Adventure Week already, and that's going from August the 2nd to all the way to August the 12th. However, within that will be Adventure Week Taken Over, which will be from August... Taken over by goats? It's not Shadow Reshiram. But we're going to come on to that in a little bit. That will be from August the 8th to the 12th. And, sandwich. So 3 slides of this are taken up by one event, basically. There's a Shadow Raid weekend.
It's not good.
Yeah, August the 10th and the 11th is Shadow Raid weekend. We will clarify later what that's going to be. But PvPers rejoice. Boys, we can go into hibernation for the course of this event. From August the 16th to 20th is the 2024 Pokemon World Championships and Go Battle Week Shared Skies event.
That's your event, isn't it, Milo? Go Battle Week?
No, I'll be hiding under the stairs, a la Harry Potter. That will be running from 10 a.m. on the 16th.
Miley forgets here that he is the V in our PP sandwich, doesn't he?
Exactly.
Actually, maybe I am, because I got a rank 1 Ultra League PvP Beldum Shiny during the last event. I wasn't going to mention it, but now you've said it. Now you've set it up perfectly for me. That will conclude at 8 p.m. on August the 20th, your local time. Then we've got a few more things. A Community Day Classic for August. That'll be the 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. What that could be, we ain't got a clue. Then the final event of not just August, but the whole season will be Triumph Together. Is that going to bring back Tandemaus? Quite possibly. That'll be August the 23rd to August the 30th. Oh, and it has the word together in it. Maybe. Shiny Tandemaus,
Or
bring
it
it.
could just be another
Random
party
name.
play event.
Party Play gives you 2 more candy per cash. Yay.
Roadmap, Milo. Shiny
Roadmap
It's all about
Tandemaus.
the roadmap.
2029.
And finally, boys, obviously we know Poplio Community Day is on August the 31st from 2 to 5 p.m. your local time.
G-Town.
G-Town.
G,
You boys
the
have
town.
confirmed you're coming up to G-Town, aren't you?
Galarian Town. Absolutely.
Galarian
Galarian
And you know,
Town.
if you're lucky, you might even encounter an Italian tripod.
If you're lucky.
Not native to G-Town.
Not native to G-Town, no, definitely not.
If you're lucky,
Just
you might be
visiting.
able to hug a girthy oak.
Like, it's got
Ooh.
like I don't think you can actually hug it. It's got.
I'm going to take an AR photo of my shiny Todger next to the girthy oak.
Oh, why do you do that?
You need
Milo?
two. You need 2 shiny Todgers on the side of it.
Yeah.
Can we do group AR?
Well, we haven't got a shiny Milo, so we're screwed, mate. I'm sorry.
Someone have to have a regular Todger next
2
to it.
blue balls would be better, I reckon.
Ooh,
True,
2 Voltorbs, yeah.
2
Perfect.
balls.
Perfect.
Shadow Raids, boys.
They're a thing.
Yeah.
They're a thing. Probably best to not touch them unless you happen to need it. It will be Suicune
It's a
for
nice shiny.
August.
It is a nice shiny.
It is. It is. What I'll do, I'll quickly go through the radars because I'm going to let Ian reveal the exciting bit, which is the spotlight hours.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a bit that people like to talk about. But the radars
Are you honoured, Ian?
pretty much
I am.
replicate what we've spoken about with the 5-star raid. So what we do know is that Moltres will be featured on August the 7th. Thunderous, cloudy version on August the 14th, but you get double Xerneas with how the
Nice.
dates work out.
That's pretty good.
That is actually August the 21st and the 28th. We'll give you those opportunities to get more raids with Xerneas. Again, we've said it, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And
Lovely.
I do feel honoured, but Mark is letting me do spotlight hours. Mark has owned spotlight hours for the last sort of 4 or 5 seasons, I think, at this point.
Mixing it up.
But August spotlight hours, we have got on August the 6th, Drillbur with 2 times catch XP. It's not
Ooh,
a bad
that's
one,
good.
actually.
That's
a
good.
good
That is a
one.
good one. Lileep, it gets better, is your featured spotlight Pokemon on August the 13th with 2 times catch Candy.
It's a fossil.
It gets... actually, it kind of gets better. Actually, I'll take this one. Mankey is going to be your featured Pokemon on August the 20th with 2 times
PvP
transfer
time.
candy. Zoe will like that one.
Yay.
And then apologies because Magnemite, I think, is back. I'm sure it's had a spotlight out before. August 27th, 2 times Evo XP. And your spotlight hours are, as you potentially know, if you play Pokemon Go, much every Tuesday evening between 6 and 7 p.m.
Wow.
So, as Milo mentioned, one of the events we do know a little bit more about because it has been dropped, and we've got the news update is that we've got to prepare ourselves for rocky roads ahead.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, yes, because, yes, something that me and Ian love a lot. Team Go Rocket are taking over Adventure Week.
Oh, and the Shadow Space Duck. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yay.
It is Thursday, August the 8th, starting at 12 a.m, and it runs through to Monday, the 12th of August at 11:59 p.m. local time. We highlighted this Adventure Week, I should say, on last week's show. But yeah, Ian, you're right, because the Shadow Duck has arrived. Oh dear, does it need saving? Does it need saving?
Yeah, save Shadow Space Duck. A new special research story will be available at the beginning of the event, which will give you a super rocket radar, and you'll have the chance to chase down Giovanni, which will result in an encounter with Shadow Cresselia.
AKA massive disappointment.
Yeah, you might want to save that super rocket radar until something better comes along. Unless, of course, you're a completist.
I thought you were going to say something else in Ian.
Unless you're a complete... We'll leave that blank. Goodness me. People were expecting Shadow Rayquaza to complete the Weather Trio, but we know roadmap
2029.
Exactly. They're going to save that one. However, something that they are expecting us to save is the return of Shadow Lugia over the course of the raid weekend, which is from August the 10th at 6 a.m, which is when raids starts, all the way through to August the 11th at 9 p.m. local time, which is when raids finish. And it says Shadow Suicune will not appear during this event. So that weekend, it will be Lugia instead of Suicune. Not sure if that's a better trade-off. I think it's slightly better. It can be shiny. However, it's the regular Shadow Lugia, not the Apex one that was on the video trailer for the season.
Which makes sense. They don't want you having...
It does.
Yeah, they're not going to give Apex ones out.
It does. Yeah.
Well, we've got event bonuses throughout this, and other than Team Go Rocket appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in Bloons, you can use your charged TMs to help a Shadow Pokemon forget the charge attack frustration.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been at least
has been a while.
The perfect pairing is when Shadow Todger gets released and you TM frustration off it.
Do you think it have a weird animation where it looks relieved? It'll go, oh.
Its little cute face goes, thank you.
You know what? I actually realised something the other day, and yes, I'm talking 40 years of me being oblivious. I was listening to the theme tune to Ghostbusters the other day, and one of the lines is, busting makes me feel good, and it does.
I remember that line being quite loud. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Shadow Pokemon that are going to be featured in this rotation, we're going to have a switch up. So Shadow Timber, Shadow Tortuga, and Shadow Archon will be in rotation this time around. And they're not going to be the only ones. There will be other Mons available, but they're pretty good, actually. I'm happy with those.
Bro, Shadow Timber.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Fabulous. And there will be new Shadow Shinies from the leaders, and there'll be a little mix-up of the Shinies from the grunts as well, but it doesn't say. They like to keep us in suspense. Something that we're not in suspense about, and I'm going to parcel this off to the only man who is right to read these. What are the Shadow pink eggs going to give us, Marky?
Well, these are the one-star raids, so these are the ones that you can do on your own, which is probably the only positive thing about them. But let's read them out and let's see what you think, because, oh my God, they're awful, aren't they? So I've just read the first two, and I went, oh. So we've got Shadow Marie.
Yes.
Fleecy Boy will be happy. We've got Shadow Whooper.
Shadow Whoop-de-doo.
And to be fair, I do like Shadow Cranidos and Shieldon. They, I think they are understated.
The Cranidos looks really good with the sort of smoke around the red shiny.
Yeah.
Does.
And it's good as a high DPS raid attacker as well, so that's quite cool.
Oh, thank you, V. Thank you, V. That's good to know.
I got you. I got you. And I've also got you when it comes to the 3-star raids. If you see any of these on your nearby, I highly suggest turning around and finding a different route home.
I would run as fast as you can away from it.
Literally, maybe even take an Uber away, because you will be facing Shadow Nuzleaf, Shadow Manectric, or Shadow Vibrava. That's possibly the most unappealing set of 3-star raid bosses I have ever laid my eyes on.
I thought you was about to say that. The most unappealing set of 3 since Milo, Mark, and me.
Yeah.
I would raid our Shadow variants instead. Thank you.
They're awful, aren't
I
they?
get this one. Field Research Task Rewards. There will be field research tasks throughout this event. It doesn't give us any encounters, but it does say the rewards could include the following: mysterious components, charged TMs, and fast TMs, which I'm pretty sure the charge and fast TMs you're probably going to transfer. I'm guessing if you're anything like me, you sat on about 50 of each.
Throw them away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
throw them away.
Ian, I usually get this one as well. We've got showcases. Be on the lookout for showcases. Well, they'll be the ones that usually have a showcase on, but look surprised when they turn up there. These will be during the event where you can encounter event-themed Pokemon.
And finally, I don't know if I ever get this one, but we have it now.
Yeah.
The web store bundles are Team Go Rocket focused. And the first one on the web store is a $9.99 US dollar box, or the equivalent pricing in your local currency, which features 7 rocket radars, 7 premium battle buses, 7 ultra balls, and 7 silver pineapple berries. Fantastic. I'm not sure if that's actually worth the deal.
I'd say it is for the silver pineapples alone.
Each one of them is worth $1.
Yes.
Definitely.
And a Todger on a Christmas tree. That's awful.
I'll have a Todger on top of my tree. That'd be fabulous. And finally, this is actually quite a decent event bundle, I think. In the shop itself, for 350 Pokecoins, you'll be able to get 1 incubator, 1 rocket radar, and 1 premium battle pass.
That's actually
That's
pretty
all right.
good value.
That's
That's
really
good. Yeah. The rocket radar itself is 200 coins, so you're getting a good deal on that one, I'd say.
I bet that's going to be restricted purchases.
1 purchase only per event.
Half a purchase only.
Half a purchase. The incubator breaks halfway through the walking distance.
You lose the egg forever with the distance you've walked on it. Oh, no.
Oh, dear, yeah.
So there's quite a few things to raid in that event. I'm very much looking forward to catching the Shadow Woodchuck at the grade. But
The Shadow Canadian.
the Shadow Canadian. However, we're going to talk about something as the 3 Musketeers, and we highly recommend that you don't throw Canadians at this thing. Let's talk about how to take down Moltres.
Yeah, Moltres is back in raid, and for this bad boy, you're going to be looking at a max CP of 1980 or with a weather boost of 2475. And as we know, Moltres is a fire and flying type Pokemon, which means it's double weak to rock type attacks, isn't it?
The rock?
boys?
The weak to the rock.
Weak to and the number 1 counter is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
It's also weak to the Scorpion King.
It is also weak to water attacks, by the way. But you're better off using rock
It's
type
double
attackers.
weak to rock. That's the
Double
one you
weak to
really
rock.
want
And actually, I mean, it will sort of coincide because Shadow Cranidos can be raided during the Team Rocket Taker event, and the number 1 counter in DPS is Shadow Rampardos.
Anyone who think Niantic actually thought about these events?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Ian.
Doubtful. I'm going to go for a Shadow one as well, actually. As its Mega's also going to be out and about when we're raiding for this. Shadow Aerodactyl is also a counter with a double rock move of Rock Throw and Rock Slide.
Now, I actually genuinely thought Mark was actually going to throw Mega Diancie in for 2 weeks in a row with Rock Throw and Rock Slide. But the one I'm actually going to go for is one that everybody that's been playing this game for a while should have. And that is a Rhyperior, which in its shadow form is amazing against this one with Smackdown and Rock Wrecker.
I thought you said Shadow Aggron then, Ian, but nice.
Shadow Agony, I'm not going to bring that one in for 2 weeks in a row, although it would be very funny. You should have a couple of these due to the adventure week, actually. Tyrantrum, that fantastic T-Rex for Pokemon with Rock Throw and Meteor Beam, is actually pretty good as a counter. So yeah, bring the T-Rex.
Well, I'm going to be one of the Swords of Justice along to the party because Terrakion is also in there. with a double rock move, a smackdown and rock slide. Do like Terrakion, actually. Ian loves a gig lift, don't you, Ian?
That's where I was actually going to go. Yes.
Go there.
Yes.
I was going to go. I was just thinking of a way to segue into it. And yes, when we went to Nottingham for Rock and Roller Community Day, we lost quite a lot with my throwing scissors first. And Gigalith.
You go rock first.
I go rock first, do I?
Ian. You go
It's
like
very
that.
appropriate. But
Rock first. So I obviously go rock first, and it's a rock type attacker. Smackdown and Meteor Beam on your Gigalith will, you know what? It's not great. It's definitely not top tier, but it's in there.
I have just seen the most hysterical and possibly ridiculous counter you could bring. Pseudo Woodo Shadow. If you feel like throwing this versus Moltres, Rock Throw and Meteor Beam on the shadowy fake wood will do you very badly because it's pretty much behind everything, including Shadow Regirock.
Well, let's throw a couple of budget counters into the mix
Marky.
now.
Yes.
We've got Darmanitan here, and following the previous events, I should say, probably got enough candy to put a decent one of these into the mix. But this one isn't a double rock move. You actually want a tackle, which is a normal move.
Cheeky.
Cheeky. Imagine if a Todger had a move called tackle. That'd be hilarious. And
I'm going to TM mine now to find out.
Rock slide.
And while Whitfield's doing that, I'm actually going to...
Damn.
Damn you. So I'm actually going to throw a slightly left field one in, but it is definitely a budget mon. Mega Swampy with water type moves, Water Gun and Hydro Cannon comes out just slightly ahead of Whitfield's Pseudo Wudo Shadow.
Oh, Swampy.
That's quite funny.
We like Mega Swampy.
I will say that's the power of double weakness right there, is that Shadow Sudowoodo is almost as good as Mega Swampert versus Moltres. That's quite hysterical. One final one, just to wrap up. A Primal Kyogre could suit you very, very well.
Well, any Kyogre, really, but the Primal one's probably the way to go.
Or if you wanted to second move your Mega Rayquaza after this weekend to get Ancient Power, you could use Mega Rayquaza.
Look at this. Options. It's almost like they're planning this for you.
What? Don't be mad.
This is crazy, Ian. This is really
crazy.
happening.
It's almost like they have a roadmap to the game.
A roadmap.
Oh, Ian, do you love a roadmap?
I think everybody loves a roadmap, don't they?
There might be a roadmap to the pole.
See what you did there, Milo. That was clever. It sounds less and less mighty every time it fells, doesn't it? The pole.
It's been chopped down a few times now.
It does regenerate itself, though, doesn't it?
But weaker every time.
So, of course, we went back to room 101. And it's been a while, actually, we've discovered, since we last went into this dark and mysterious place.
This abyss.
But the three of us put our options to our listeners on X. So I haven't looked at these yet. Here we go. So we had 42 votes.
Meaning of life.
Meaning of very good. Hitchhiker's Guide and all
It's
that.
a landslide.
It's like the poll has been.
It's like the election in a few months' time.
Don't give it away, Ian.
Wasserfall, bad Wasserfall. So in third place with 12%, we've got Miserable Killjoys, 12% there.
That's because probably most people voted are Miserable Killjoys.
29%.
Casually insulting our listener base.
The Stop Oil Protesters was second with 29%, which means only 60% of people would like to put Donald Trump in
Only.
101.
Only 60%.
Only 60% of you. Have a word and have a think about what you're saying there. But I enjoyed that one. It was an interesting poll. We've had comments. We love comments. You guys and girls are very funny. Barside 2 has replied with a little gif saying, and we say bye-bye. Of course, on only DT. BJ has also put a little picture which says Trump sandwich, white bread,
Trump sandwich.
With Russian dressing and a small pickle.
Sue's put a lovely picture of an angry Yangoose. Is that Yangoose? Yeah, young goose, I should say. Exploding or being attacked by flames, which, as we know, is the Donald Trump meme Pokemon, which is good.
And then Mark Bailey and Rimon have both said the same thing. One of these seems dangerous, and one of them's a GIF of a very small face on a very orange head.
What do you make of it, Milo? Do you know who the D Trump is now? Have you been educated tonight?
No, firmly uneducated tonight.
That is it. It's done. 182 is in the can. I love that saying.
182. We're done with you.
Hey, if we all blink and we look at the number, what have we got?
Blink 182.
A seizure?
Blink 182, Milo. Come on. Oh,
yeah, well,
dear.
now I got it that one of you said it.
We have to lead you to the path and take you down the path.
Roadmap. Lead me to the roadmap.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this show. We hope you have enjoyed it. We've had fun on the hottest day ever in the UK.
Ever this year.
Ever this year, yeah. But we do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you're new to the show and this is your first venture on the Incensed journey, or the Incensed hop on, hop off bus,
We're sorry.
don't hop off it. But please, if you have enjoyed it, consider hitting that follow, subscribe button on your podcast platforms, because it doesn't cost anything and it makes your life a little bit easier to locate it when it drops. And you can do that on all the good podcast platforms, including Apple, Google, Spotify, and probably many, many more.
And do you know the best bit, Mark? Our episodes drop at the same time on the same day every week, unlike other podcasts.
Shade.
But it's
Hashtag
true.
we never miss a week.
Hashtag we never miss a week.
Hashtag we are from the UK and we are very consistent. So we hope that you enjoy that feature of our amazing show. And we also encourage reviews. Talking about amazing shows.
Actually, speaking of which, Mark, we've actually had a review.
Read it aloud, Vasa.
Read it.
And we've had a text message as well. Actually, it's all coming in at the end of the show today. So we've had a review from New Zealand, and the review is this.
You guys suck.
If you haven't started listening, start now and you'll thank me later. Been listening for a year now, and the information and banter supplied by these three are second to none. Many thanks for the seemingly unlimited amount of content. I've learned heaps and have progressed way further with the help of these lads. And this is from TDWM16.
Well, fabulous. Thank you very much for your kind words.
I love that.
Thank you very much. It's a nice little review. And we've also, as I mentioned, had a text message. And this is from Atlanta, Georgia. And it says, RE Twisters topic. In 2009, I saw a tornado damage a stadium in South Carolina, USA. I was on a rural road spanning a long man-made levee. I looked over the lake and saw it come down from pale green sky in complete silence, then get silently sucked back up.
Excuse me?
And get silently sucked back up all before the concrete flaked off and fell from the rebar of the damaged structure. And that is from a number ending 7867 from Atlanta.
Wow.
So
that paints a picture, actually. That's quite scary. I don't like that.
They got to witness what you wanted to, Vasa.
I would genuinely love to see one. I mean, I don't want to be right in it, but I would definitely love to see one.
Do you want to be close enough to it to feel the concrete dust?
Well,
drop past
actually,
your
I
face?
went to Universal Studios once, and they had like a experience Twisters, and you actually go in and they put loads of fans on, and then you see a cow flying around, and it's actually a really immersive event. It's not there anymore.
You see a what flying around, Ian?
A cow.
Ian, I'm just going to...
Mike never seen the 1996 original movie.
He hasn't. But I do like that. I like the idea of been on the floor. They put like 6 fans. I go, what, speed 3, please. Are they all on 3?
Put them on maximum. Now.
You haven't got the power.
Immersive. Remember that. It's an immersive
An
experience.
immersive fan experience.
Thank you for your reviews. That was really appreciated. And hopefully you've left us a 5-star to go alongside that. But yes, if we do encourage them and if you do leave them like then, we might read them out. If they're good or bad.
They'll make the way in some way.
Yeah, make their way some way. Please consider following us across our social media platforms. That is Farmers Weekly. That is X. That is Instagram. And the others at Incense Podcast. And that will help you keep up to date and get involved with some of the subjects and the comments that we put in every week. We love to get our listeners listening and contributing. And also Shiners of the Week. Yes, that's that hashtag, Shiners of the Week. If you want to be featured in the Shinies of the Week section.
Could you clarify that spelling?
Sure can, Holly. It is SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. We would not be able to produce this show if it wasn't for our fantastic listeners who take their support to the next level through the power of Patreon. Patreon is a fantastic platform that enables supporters to contribute financially to their favourite creators. And we have a variety of levels starting at bronze, working their way up to gold, quite fitting with the Olympics on at the moment, and silver in the middle. Without Patreon, we wouldn't be able to produce what we do. Everybody contributes to it, which is fantastic. And get on that bronze or silver and you can have access to our Discord. We do like to call out and mention our gold members. Yes, without your support, like I said before, it really, really does make a difference. And we're talking about production, time spent, because as we say, you listening to this gives us great pleasure. We love creating this content. However, there's a lot of time and effort that goes in behind the scenes. And they have got the option to join us on the live recording shows as part of that tier's benefit as well, to see how it is all produced before the pristine version that lands in your podcast platforms for your very ears. But thank you to the following Gold Patreon members. That is JB, Clifford Mert, Darby Russ, Kerry Ann Zachary, Connor Lee, Apex171, Mufti, Barside2, Highbone, Mandy Croft, and Mr. Mossam. Lovely to have you all aboard. And like we said, you are amazing people. And we love to have you here with us on the Tuesdays when we record this show. We also want to put a big thank you to our amazing admin team. Yes, the Incense podcast is more than just the three of us. Without these two fantastic people supporting us in the background, a lot of this stuff wouldn't happen. But thank you to the wonderful HermesNinja and I Am Pyrus. God, that felt weird to say that. I always say I am Prius.
I just say Prius.
I had to look at it and go, I Am Pyrus. Thank you to you both.
Who is going by the name of Lucky Milo UK today for some reason in the chat.
It's because I got the Todger and he didn't.
Oh.
Take that context as you will. But boys, good news.
What?
Well, coming off the back of one Spotlight Hour, next week's August the 6th, you didn't just hear this, folks, about 20 minutes ago. It's Drillbar, the little drill mon. Fantastic. Can be shiny, and it includes 2x catch XP.
Oh, but that's actually some quite good news. So on that,
isn't it quite weird they put the drill after the Todger?
The Todger drills.
Such a drill. So on that quite good bombshell, we'll see you all next week.